Hey everyone, happy holidays. I can't even begin to fathom what my life was like 5 years ago because my husband is such a great man. But let me tell you something, he was quite the hater. All things, anything's Plexus made that man want to vomit. Not only did he turn off my cellular data on my phone, but he would sleep in the other room if I was constantly talking about it. I was a brand new mom with our 6-month-old baby boy. He had just returned from a deployment in Afghanistan, and I will never forget him walking in the room and just looking at my pink drink in complete disgust. So here are some things that I had to do so that I could move forward, that I could continue to dream big for my family, lift that burden off of his shoulder, because he knew that I had passion. He knew that I had work ethic, but I think deep down, he knew I was onto something, and he didn't want to share that spotlight because that's how he was raised. And that's okay with me because I love that he loves taking care of me and my kiddos. But here's what happened. Instead of going to him to share all my victories and successes and cool things that were happening in my business, I actually made a group chat with some of my girlfriends, my upline, my sidelines, anyone that was just as excited about Plexus. They were the ones I celebrated with. So if you have belief, if you have passion, share that with those that have that passion and belief too, because that builds them up. That encourages them. Don't share it with the people that don't care to hear it. And most importantly, I had to be consistent. So I had to make sure that I showed up every day when I didn't want to. When my kiddo was sick, I loved on him, but I still made sure I worked my IPAs, don't get me wrong. But I had to be consistent because the money, like Tom Cruise, like, show me the money. That was important to my husband. And that is what he showed me. I will never, ever, ever forget the look on his face when I took the old school paper checks we used to get and I put it in front of his face, and it was like $2,100. I was almost a Ruby ambassador at that time. And he was just like, like, he didn't hate on it. He didn't love on it either. But I got and I knew that I was onto something, and I knew he was proud of me. A couple months after that, this was probably about 6 months into my journey, I would line up my pink drink. I got it out every single morning and put it on the counter for this guy. He hated it. He would leave it on the counter, but I prevailed. I did not want him to miss out on these incredible benefits. And then one day I noticed the pink drink packet was gone. And the next day it was gone. And the next day it was gone. And we shared a vehicle because we didn't have one. We only had one car. So when I got into the car to run an errand with him, I noticed there was pink drink packets on the floor. And I finally got it out of him, and he said, okay, it tastes good, all right? And that was the first time I ever noticed he had stopped drinking energy drinks because I was consistent, because I didn't rub it in his face. I went and found people that I could share my belief and passion with that encouraged me and loved on me. That's what uplines are for, right? That's what sideline sisters and brothers are for. And so that's what I did. Lastly, I was patient. I let him come around on his own terms. And for some of you, that might be a long time. That's why it's so important to have your feet grounded and to have faith in Plexus and in our executives, because they want what's best for us long term, not right now, but forever. So that's what I had to do. I had to be patient and kind of pump the brakes when it came to Plexus and my spouse, because at the end of the day, that's who I'm going to bed at night and sleeping next to, and I don't want him hating on me all night long, right? And so I'll never forget, it was about 9 months into my journey. I was creeping up on being an Emerald ambassador, and we had multiple conversations about this. You guys, this was about to be a Plexus Lexus, a 6-figure income. This was life-changing. Not to mention, I really wanted him to be the person that went to Hawaii for free with me, because I didn't want to go by myself. I mean, my mom was like a really excited runner-up, but I didn't want to go by myself. And so what I did was just kind of back off. I showed him my Lexus options. I showed him where the closest dealership was, 2 hours away from where we lived. And you know what he did? He took me to that dealership 2 weeks before I hit the rank of Emerald, because he did believe in me. I'll never forget the tears. I'll never forget the excitement that followed suit, because he finally saw how much I love something. So if you really, truly love Plexus and you really, truly love that skeptical person in your life, be patient. Pray that God will open their eyes and soften their heart. That's what I did, and that's what I continue to do, because there's days in my business that things aren't looking up, and my husband has doubts and gets skeptical again. But there are days and there are blessings that just outpour everything else. They outshine everything else. And so that's what we cling to, because I work hard and I'm consistent, and my belief and passion are planted in Plexus, and people see that. And that's why skeptics are turning into believers every single day.